got the hitch here. We'll see what holds up now. There it is. Got some extra brackets in right here. Hopefully help hold it. So I have this crack here that I need to weld on the back of my truck here. And that's where my hitch is. And I was about to pull the big load. That would not have worked good. I would have probably tore a lot of things up. So I'm not sure why that cracked there, but we're going to get it welded and fish plate it so it does not break again. Okay, so here is the inside. I didn't get good penetration all the way like I wanted to, but it's all right. So I'm going to weld this up. And since I'm going to fish plate it, it's not going to matter as much. So this side we'll burn it in hot, and then we'll fish plate it, and we'll be fine. I might not put a fish plate in here because I can't grind the weld off very well in here. So I'll put a nice good size weld here, and then I'll fish plate the other side, and I think I'll be good. And the only thing is I can't really weld the top there. I mean, I might be able to bend a rod and maybe burn a rod on top. Really can't see though, but I'll be able to get that down here, and I think it'll be good enough. I might lay something in the bottom here on top, because that's where there's going to actually be a lot of force to start the brake. So I might put a piece of flat bar or something down here and weld it in on the bottom, just to give it a little extra meat there. But anyways, we'll get this welded up. Okay, there we go. You got it welded. I hardly have any room here, so it's really hard to do right here. But I got that welded in here. And like I said, I'll probably put a rod or something here on the bottom, piece of flat bar, kind of strengthen that up a little more. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually put a piece of metal here, tie it to the frame down here, and I will weld it. I can cut it off later if I need to. I might just lay it down, weld on this side, and then from the other side here, weld. So if I want to cut it off, I just got to cut that weld from the other side. But I think that'll work right there. And I'll do the other side too, just to keep that side from breaking. That way, I'm also pulling right on the frame rather than just the bed. And obviously, you'll have to cut this off when it comes time to take the bed off, unless I go ahead and drill these and bolt it, but I probably won't. Just because you'll be squeezing through the tube and it's not as good. I mean, we can get around that, but I'd rather just weld it, make it easy. I don't plan on taking this bed off, at least not anytime soon, so I won't have to deal with that. So that's what we'll do. So that's fixed. Get some metal cut, put that in place. Okay, so what I have here is where a fuel spout went, but there's not room for a fuel tank back here, so I'm going to close this up. And for me to close this up, I'm not going to put diamond plate. I don't think I have any. I'll just cut a piece of steel, and I'll weld a piece of steel in there to hide that hole. But we'll just kind of pattern it here. That'll work. And then what I'm going to do is put this here, because I don't got a good place to strap back here. I'm always running down here, and it's not very good because it's still closer this way. So by putting this piece on here, I'll have a nice place to hook up to. And I probably won't weld this in solid. I'll kind of just do a few tacks here and there. It'll just hide it, make it look a little nicer. And that way, if for some reason I ever sell this bed, somebody else can just cut a couple tacks off it and use it. Anyways, that's where we're at there. So let's do some other things here. Okay, so I welded this. Let's go to this side. So that is where I welded it there. So I'm going to fish plate that, and then right there between those two, I'm going to put a piece of strap and weld that, the tubing, weld the channel to the frame, and therefore I'm actually pulling more there on the frame rather than on way up there, and it'll be stronger. And I might run another piece from this tubing up. We'll see. That'll give it a little more strength if I decide to do that. But I gotta cut these pieces and then we can get them molded on. So I got this on. I haven't fish plated that yet though, but I got these pieces underneath. So you can see both sides are done. That will keep that. So I think what's going on is we're putting weight and it was putting stress on there and it cracked it. Now that'll take that weight off of there and we'll actually be pulling from right here, so directly onto the frame instead of just the bed. And so I think we're gonna be just fine now. And I got this piece welded in and this piece on. So I got a place to hook here on the edge. I did not paint that, that was painted from last time. So another thing I did on this side was this was originally back here and this was bent more towards the wheels. So I heated that up where it was already bent in. I think they bent it in to try to get it in front of here, but I don't like that. So I bent it back. And this would have been fine, except it's warped now because how it was sitting on the muffler before, or the exhaust pipe. So now it wants to bend back. So it's gonna melt in that corner a little bit, I'm sure, but not as bad as it did here. So I think it'll be better. If I got new ones, I wouldn't have that problem. I just welded a piece of strap up top there. I'm not sure if I'll do the other side. The other side is going to be at 2 inches or probably 3 inches back, but I think it'll be all right. Looks better. I had this bent. I jackknifed the trailer and bent this up. So I popped the light out, bent it out, and straightened it up, put the light back in. So it looks better now too. So just little things that I've been getting behind on, getting them done finally. Hey, look, you can see what I have welded there. So that's welded the frame, that's welded to that. Okay, what I have going on today is I got to get set up to tow a baler home. Now the baler weighs a lot, I think it's like 17,000 pounds. And when you pull it back with the rear hitch, and the tongue weight's around 4,000 pounds. So that's a lot of weight. And so I borrowed this from my cousins that they had made it. They didn't make it to tow a baler home, so it's not. It's just off of a 1/4-inch tubing, looks like here. And it's originally how they had it set up. And so the thing is that there's a like a swivel hitch right here. This gets clamped down. This gets bolted down tight. And it's fine for what they used it for. They didn't use it for a baler, to pull a baler. And I'm just afraid that it's not going to quite be strong enough, especially with this tubing. If this was a solid piece, I would just use this, but I'm a little bit leery of that. So I'm going to do something a little different here. So what I plan on doing is using this. So here is the hitch. It says it's rated for 2,550 pounds on the tongue weight, and towing up to 17,000 pounds. So I figured this is about as good as I'm going to get, and I'm really happy because that hole is the exact size that I need. Very well played. So that's perfect. I thought I was going to have to try to bore it out a little bit. So that works great. Solid piece, solid shaft. I mean, this is heavy duty. Guaranteed that could hold more than 4,000 pounds. But I don't want it to break on me. But we still need that top piece to go on. So what I'm thinking about doing here is
So what I want to do here is I got to have a gap of 3.5 inches. So there's a 2x4, and the top plate needs to come down on there, right? That's what's going to squeeze it. Normally, what you have on a tractor, so this is just a pipe. They actually give you a solid piece, a heavy-duty piece. But I don't have one because things came loose on our tractor, and I just cut this up too. But I'm going to put a piece down in here, and I will have a nut welded on there, maybe even a couple nuts on there. And what I'm going to be doing, instead of this long bolt going all the way through, I don't really want to drill through this. I'll make a piece that goes there, a nut that we'll be able to screw onto, and then I'll put some gussets coming back. So therefore, that's also giving it some more. When you're towing it, it's not going to just rip that over. You have a lot of nice straight. On a tractor, all it is that the bolt comes all the way through. There's nothing that is gusseted or moving. So by doing that, I figure I'll give it a little more strength on there. Plus, all the weight will be here in the front, but the pulling won't all just be in the front. It'll actually be pulling on this top bar too. So I'm hoping with all that, I can kind of move that weight, distribute that weight a little bit better. And I'm probably going to maybe even tack some pieces on here up. Just anything I can do just to make it just a little bit stronger. I will be taking this other hitch just in case something fails here. I got at least a backup. Hopefully that'll get us home. Hopefully this will get us home, but if something happens, at least get it to the side of the road so you can figure something else out. I do need to strengthen my rear receiver up just to make sure nothing breaks there. Already did some welding on some things. Welded it to the frame better. That's why I don't got a lot of time. I got to move the baler in the morning, so I don't want to take too much time on this. So got to figure out what we need here and start getting it together. So let's get this sticker off. Okay, so here is the sticker for the hitch. 17,000 towing and 2550 for the weight capacity of the tongue. And I'll show you what it looks like now. So here is the hitch. My calculations on a 2-inch square mild steel is at 6 inches out is 3,800 pounds. So, and that's with the safety, I forget what the safety factor is on that one in the dynamic load. I'm not sure what they're actually, if vehicles are rated differently, but it should handle the 3,800 at the 6-inch mark, which is the middle of the hole. So I am hoping with this piece here, how it's hooked up on those swivels, that it'll bring that weight in a little more as far as, because we're also putting some of the load here, transferring the load up this way. So I'm hoping for like more of a 4-inch mark. And at that 4-inch mark, I got like 58, or I don't know, it's late, somewhere in the 50s on the weight. So I should be good, I believe. And you see I have this here. So I have this shaft I drilled and tapped. And then I gusseted this back here all the way. So I'm right there. I could actually probably go a little further, but that'll be it. So I don't think that's going to tear off. I think that's going to be solid. I think that's going to be good. I think we'll be totally fine there. However, I'm a little bit afraid of some other things here. So I'm afraid of this tube. I'm not sure how much strength that has. I want to put some gussets in here just to really increase it. And I might even put a flat piece on top just to kind of strengthen this whole piece up a lot more. I was also a little bit afraid of this. This is 1/2 inch angle iron. So I went ahead and put a 4-inch channel underneath. Tack that under there. So that should really handle that load. And I got to put some gussets. I'll show you where here. This side. I'm going to put some gussets from here to there. So that way kind of help hold that load. Kind of be pulling on more area. And I'm hoping that will help us out. So both sides. And that should be good. So I have those there now. I think my load will be distributed fairly well. We should be good. So, a little more work and we're done. Alright, we got it all put together here. Got the hitch here. We'll see what holds up now. There it is. Got some extra brackets under here. Hopefully help hold it. Springs are hitting the helpers. Should make it. So there's the setup right there. It's the Heston 2270. I'll show you here. So the hitch that I modified here is really good. 77 miles, and I don't see any issues with it. Like I said, that was rated for 22 or 2550, I think. And the tongue weight on this is supposed to be like 3,900 pounds, so we just rounded to 4,000. So that hitch held up. Now, I don't know if it'd hold up going 70 miles down the road, bouncing around, but we only went about 30. Well, sometimes we might have hit 40 going down hills and trying to slow down. So, one reason, because the tires on these are only rated for 30 miles per hour, and I'll show you the other tire. One reason why we did not want to go over that. But one thing, you see how heavy duty these things are built. I want to talk about why I haven't been making any videos. It's actually calmed down for the last few weeks. Still been kind of busy. Like doing things, getting this back home, but hasn't been as busy as when I was working bees. And my dad had some health problems earlier this year, and so me and my younger sisters and my nephew had to do a lot of work trying to get the farm. I didn't realize how much my dad was still doing, and it was a lot of work on us to try to keep everything going. And right after we got hay done, we had to plant, and so there was all that. And I could have made videos, but my stress level was way up here, and not very much sleep on those days, so it was just going. We got it all done, and on top of all those things, right? That's right time for getting the bees ready for winter, so I'm trying to get going out feeding and all that. And I had some bees a couple hours away, so to try to get away, like after work, on my full-time job, getting after work, driving up there, doing some work out there, coming home. By the time you get home, it would be like 11 or 12. So it was just a lot of work, a lot real busy. I didn't really feel like recording, didn't feel like making any videos. Did finally get my bees shipped down to the sheds, and everything seems to be pretty good. The bees look all right. They did die down a little bit more than I was expecting. They were looking really, really well, and then right out the last turn, mite levels kind of got up there. It's like all of a sudden they were high and then they shot right up. Got those taken care of. They don't look bad. They actually look. I have some yards that look really, really good. Other ones kind of straightened down a little much. They look really good to begin with, and then they kind of died down a little bit. But other than that, they look pretty well. A lot better than they did last year. So hopefully they look good when I pull them out in the spring. Anyway, so bees are gone. That's taken care of. I vaporized them a couple times before they got taken to the sheds, so they should be decent on mites. Just a lot of things going on, so I haven't been able to do many videos. And then when I did have time to do videos, I didn't feel like doing videos. And there was a few times I tried to do some recordings to make some videos. My phone would die and this issues, and then I just gave up. been a little bit behind schedule on these videos. And sorry about that. Try to do a little bit better. Got a lot of work coming up, obviously. These Baler. There's work I still need to do on my trucks, and getting everything ready for going to California for almonds in January. So only got a little, well, not even 2 months. So we got to do a lot of stuff to get ready for that. So it's still going to be busy. It's not going to be like easy time, not much going on. Maybe I'll have on the weekends some time to load some videos up. Anyways, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll be getting some more videos up, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys later.